our stand to move mountains that have been destroying us as women. And if you have a candle, you're welcome to light the candle. I have one here. I'm going to light one. In our first day, I suggested that you gather up all the energy of your presence, your identity, your commitment, what's the outcome you want to see for the world. Gather all of that up and put it into some type of an altar space. And it doesn't have to be big, but so if you have your altar space, just bring the energy of your altar space here into the circle. And we're gathering today as star beings in physical bodysuits. As star beings in physical bodysuits, we call female. In our last circle setting, or our first, we had Dawud, who was here, and male, totally appropriate, totally appropriate. And as we did some of the female assignments, he held the space of that love energy appropriately. So it's not that men could not be a part of what we're doing, but it's our job as star beings choosing to birth into female bodies that we're to connect with Mother Earth, partner with her, appreciatively walk with her, to design the villages, the families, the cultures, the policies that would allow that innate good of our nature as star beings, whatever name you might use, and I'll use my words, that we would assure that the energies of all good would be that which would foundation life on the planet. And that we would do that in order for our Earth mission group to be totally supported as they took a stand to say absolutely not allowed to the energies and the agendas that had been with us before Earth, those agendas that said we will use other people, their creations, their ideas, their energies, we will usurp what they create to fuel ourselves. A parasitic type agenda. And so we're here as women to create the culture that would allow all good to exist, to thrive, for Mother Earth to be absolutely pristinely cared for, while we did the most powerful work to stand firm and say nothing that would destroy that is allowed, and move that energy to extinction. Now, that was 600,000 years ago, and as we see in our world today, women have been so crushed. Earth mission of the women has been so discounted, diminished, that we haven't accomplished that goal yet. And what has been flourishing in our world is the parasitic type energies. And it's time. It's time to say absolutely not allowed. We are now back in our power. We are now in our voice. We are now standing firm. So that's what this 7-day is about. There are those who are marching, those who are protesting, those who are probably sitting in quiet meditation. There are a lot of things going on that are saying the same thing. No more violence, no more war, stop. We're taking it into another realm of energy called female authority, upstream beyond what we see in the world today to absolutely change in ways we haven't been able to do yet. So thank you for being here with us. So as we sit together, just close your eyes if you'd like to. Breathe yourself, your focus, your presence into this moment, into this body that you are in. And get a sense of the safety you have within this circle to let your heart be opened and embrace one another. Sense the energy coming from deep within the earth, what has been created recently called the wise woman mycelium, a network of energy never before. Bringing that energy from deep within the earth as the fungi do. Feeding you, feeding this circle, infusing what's going out into the world because of our presence. We gather together knowing that we are not alone on this planet doing this work, but we have myriad of powerful guides, teachers, healers beyond the physical body who are totally aligned to our stand. Dominator, outsider, overlords, whatever name they've given themselves, are to be identified, neutralized, made extinct, not allowed, energy-wise, not allowed. So we invite the embracing of that energy from the divine. And as with any powerful project, individual idea that can shift and change and bring us up out of the mud of enslavement, is best kept secret from those who would crush. We ask that our circle today be lifted energetically into that field best suited to hold us in power and clarity and total guardianship. It may be world number 4, number 5. Power, clarity, safety, guardianship. For this work and all work similar is our stand. And as you get a sense of your presence in this physical body, understand you have the power and the right to declare, and all energy throughout the galaxy and Laniakea will answer your declaration. We stand with Gaia at our feet. We stand within the Sophia Collective, the solar plexus assignment center of women. With the staff in our left hand, we put that staff in imagination right there in your space. This is my space, my home, my body, my country, my world. This is mine. I so declare it. As a star being, this is mine. Staff in the ground. You take the sword of Sophia, a sword of not fight, no need for fight. Clarity into the heavens, and say, only good is allowed. All energy, all energies of domination, enslavement, violence, and such are named and made extinct. I so declare. And just breathe and sense that third part of the divine feminine, that grace, that heart strength surrounding us. Wings covering the earth in healing, in restoration. With all of those components in place powerfully so, our circle is set for the work we will do. And so it is. So here we are gathered, standing and declaring values for not just this circle and not just for us, but for our world. The values of deep declarations for peace, love and light, sovereignty, empowerment of all good, positive co-creation, humanitarian, caring for one another, consideration, and acting from the golden rule. Recognizing we are all on a mission together, and the mission is to use our power of unity to eliminate that which has been destroying us, to heal that which gives rise to violence, to instigate forgiveness in places would it seem impossible. But the unfortunate thing is that those who have the agendas of domination and usury of others will always create situations to divide, to blame, to create fear, so that there is no resolution. There is no resolution. There is no quote unquote justice. That fighting for resolution, fighting for justice in a culture of domination expands the culture of domination. So we are saying today, we are moving up out of domination. We recognize that domination has destroyed, caused pain, it continues to do so. And we want humanity lifted up out of that culture into a culture with all of these values to begin healing, forgiving, and most importantly, making extinct the agendas of domination, power over, greed, because that is what keeps the mess going. So what we did in our first day is I suggested that we would just open the field for the next, say, 5 minutes, in which anything you see in the world, that is not okay, does not in alignment to good and blessing and consideration and respect, be named and put into a black box, imaginary black box that will freeze frame the frequencies. That we hear you, we see what you are, we're saying you are not allowed, we're putting you in this black box and freezing the vibrations, because we'll call in beings of light to work and remove them. We don't have to do it, but we do have to name them. That is our job. To not normalize, not be afraid, to not just survive. So field is open. And what do you want to place in the black box? And it could be even at the little possibility that there might be just 1% of energy of domination and violence in it. It doesn't even have to be huge. Even if it's just a little bit that feels off, we're going to put it in the black box. Okay, so with that in mind, what I'm going to put in the black box is all the weapons, guns, period, around the world, manufacturing being used, being touted as, I want them in the black box, frozen in time while new ways of negotiating occur. So that's what I'm putting in the back box. Any weapon manufacturing use of.
How many can we put in?
As many as you want to.
Okay, I'll put the pain body, lack of self-love, sickness, mental illness, revenge. Okay, that's it for me.
I'll put in human trafficking, all forms of human trafficking, and addiction.
I'll put in all armed conflict around the world.
Poverty. I'll put in any desire to hurt a child, whether it's during war or domestic violence, revenge. Our children should be sacred. In usury and addiction.
Lack of support for our young people or young adults.
I'd like to put in all the isms, racism, sexism, ageism, all of those, that category of hate.
I'll put in fear.
Got it.
Starvation.
I'm going to throw in terrorism.
Bullying.
Insecurity.
I'll put in disrespect of Mother Earth. Yeah.
Female disempowerment.
Last week we put our vitamins in a black box, and one thing I gave as a suggestion is it's kind of like a ritual, but we're witches too, you know. We do magic, we do ceremony, we do ritual. So during the week, if you find yourself when like something's really drawing your attention, several things you can do. One of the things is to take a small piece of paper like this and write on that paper terrorism, for example, whatever it is you want to write on that piece of paper. Then you fold that piece of paper, and you can do one of two things. You can take a cucumber, a slice of cucumber, and cut it so that it opens up, and you can put that little in the cucumber, wrap it in tin foil, place it in your refrigerator, in your freezer, to freeze it. Things are, the energies from stories, from experiences, from trauma are vibrating so that we will see they are here and then do something to eliminate them. Doing something to eliminate them is what we haven't had too much practice doing. So I see you, Terrorism. I'm going to place you in a cucumber, or if you don't have a cucumber, place it right in a little ice cube tray filled with water and freeze it in the freezer. I see you, not allowed. And then the team, very extensive, that will take what we name as not acceptable, as contrary to what we name terrorism, and identify the tentacles, the energy, the tentacles, and neutralize, bring them into a contained space and move them back to a place of extinction, their own unique dust to light. These are energies that need to be removed. So all you need to do, this is not okay, got it frozen, or you can create your own little black box. PTO, Deep Six terrorism. I've got it, I've named it, I've frozen it. I don't need to hear it anymore. I don't need to have it active in my world anymore. I've got it. And I'm saying absolutely not. PTO, Deep Six it. So what we're placing in our black box today are weapons, the pain body, lack of self-worth, insecurities, sickness, mental illness, revenge, trafficking of all forms, addiction, all armed conflict, poverty, usury, addictions again, hurting of a child in any form, the lack of support for our young people, the racisms of any kind, age, sex, ethnicity, fear, starvation, bullying, terrorism, disrupting and disrespect of Mother Earth. And we place all of them into the hands of that extensive team. And we say, the staff is in the ground. This is our planet. This is our life and our space, our world. Soared into the sky, PTO, remove them to extinction. We turn it over to you. Taking a breath. You all probably heard the story of the African village. Lived on the side of a stream, lived there for generations and generations. Water was the life of their village. And one day, a basket comes down the river, and as they wade out, the women wade out from their washing, pull in the basket. There's a baby in the basket. They've never seen this before, and they bring the basket ashore, and they know what to do with the baby. They care for it and adopt it into one of the families. And a month later, another basket. And so another family. And then another basket, and pretty soon baskets coming down the river in such a way that this small village, which was pretty stable, is now totally destabilized because of so many babies coming down the river. They don't know what's going on. They've never gone around the bend and up the river. They've been content in their own little box of life. And that's where we are with what's going on in the world today. There are so many situations, and in our face, violence, inhumane in so many places in our face today. Babies coming down the river. This isn't new. They've been coming down the river for a long time. And we've been doing a lot. We've been marching, we've been petitioning, we've been voting, but how many go upstream to say, why is this happening? Or go upstream to say, where can we get other help? And that's what we're about in the rest of this time together. We're going upstream. Because until we go upstream, the babies will continue to come down the river, and they will only get worse. It's how manifestation works. So taking a breath, ask to be cared for and put into extinction process. We let go of that because there are those who can do that. But let's go to this principle that says a soul in the female body was the one assigned to design culture, policy. Where's the garden going to be? How are we going to treat each other? That was our job. And 600,000 years ago, when our first star families landed on the planet, I think they landed. I don't think it was a birth process then. I think they landed. And they landed into Earth suits that we call us. This bodysuit is a vehicle. And they landed here on this planet. Now, in your imagination, let's say that there were 4 or 5 or 10 little groups. And so all of these are small little villages. And they know of each other, and they probably send information through the ethers because we could telepathically communicate. And there in one of the villages is your ancestor, your maternal ancestor. And she's there with 7 other women who are in bodysuits we call women. And if you allow yourself in imagination to travel from where we are today with what you saw in the last couple of days in your mind as information. And you ask your spiritual team to move you with that information back through the time, the forests, the deserts, the travel to that village. Now you're observing, you're respectful, because that's our quality. We're respectful. And the women are the ones who are gathering to chat and to talk and to plan, to sit in circle with the earth, to say what would be good, how shall it work. Get a sense of their energy and excitement. How are they speaking to one another? Notice that off in the distance, maybe in a place of meditative quiet, are the souls in male bodies. They are holding a pillar to allow energy from divine to flow into the women's circle. Only the energy of all possibility. They are not present, they are not communicating, they are a presence, flowing heart, love of all possibility for the women to consider and to weave with. How strong are these women? How clear are they? They haven't forgotten why they're here. They know why they're here. You hear that? And you look around and see what's already in Mother Earth. They're talking to Gaia. Do we want to bioengineer some of food? What's other villages doing? It's exciting. And what do they want? as outcome of their design. What do they want for this mission force? We're not doing babies. No, 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 no. It's too toxic. We are not doing babies. We're doing support of those looking as adults. What do they want for their village? And write some words down. And notice that they are very clear that they can turn on that sword of communication and say, what do you think here? They are not alone. They are in communication with off-planet teams. How strong, how clear, how powerful, how wise, how deeply rooted are they in partnership with Gaia? Get a sense of them. And now we're going to make ourselves known to the circle. So you hail the circle and say, I am your child from the future. I am the future one. May I come into your circle? I am the future one. May I come into your circle? And you come in totally cocooned so that whatever you bring that is toxic is not broadcast. You are a pillar of light, only message giver. And they are delighted. They are delighted. What did happen in the future? Where did our plans go? And as we come into the circle, they see immediately that something isn't good. Something's problematic. And they sit and they ask us, what is it you have to show us? We cocoon all of them. Fivefold, the sixfold cocoon shield, the guardian shield, the blessed shield, and we open up like our laptop and let them see the world this last week. We let them see the world this last week. Notice their reaction. Notice their reaction. We have come back to your strength, to our strength, because we need you with us in the future. We need you in the future. The corruption of our energy, the energy within our bodies, the crippling of our power center happened between where you are and 300,000 years ago. We have restored that power center. We have reclaimed it, but we must have the power of our maternal ancestors from the beginning, and you are they. You are they. What we want from you is to be with us in a journey from this moment you are in at the beginning to journey from that point forward in time, absolutely maintaining Gaia, Sophia, and Grace. We have established it in the future, but we need all of our mothers, grandmothers, aunties, sisters, the strength that they are from the beginning. Will you journey with us to stop the energy, to eliminate to extinction the energy that has corrupted? And hear what they say to you and write it down. Will they journey with us? Here are the mothers, the grandmothers, the aunties, the sisters, the wives of everyone on the planet today. Here are those who are the ancestors of what is Ukraine military, Putin military, Hamas, Israel's fight. Here are the mothers, the grandmothers. This is not what they would support and allow. And we need them. So, in your own way, create a communication between you and one there that is your ancestor. So that daily you can communicate and say, we are here. Where are we now? What do we need to do now? Hold space with us here. Whatever it is, they need to be here with us. They need to help us move that healing and resolution of trauma and disregard and rape, all that has happened, eliminate it totally. That must be eliminated and healed totally. So what is it they need to hear from you? You need to hear from them before we come back into our present day circle. Be present. If there's something to write, do. When you feel complete, then join us in the circle in today's world. So we're going to I'm just going to open the space. If there's anything that you want to speak into the circle that we need to either just hear or anchor with you, we'll have space for that. And if you feel to hold it inside, do that. What was your takeaway? What were you given? Anything along that line? Yes, Marielle.
I saw the need to release rage and constriction and release with shamanic help into tears. That's what I saw.
Deborah L and then Deborah M.
Okay. I had a conversation with the maternal spirit of all those years ago, asking her to be with me. And she said she had always been with me, but that I hadn't recognized it, and that had limited what I could do. That it was time for me to expand and cut loose the constrictions that made me unable to recognize she was with me.
Deborah, are you complete?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm done. Thank you.
Um, what they told me is they used energy differently than we do. And they could call in and use more energy. And we need to work on that. And that they'll help us do that. But it's an additional energy that we haven't been using.
Perfect. Perfect. Sue? But you have to unmute, Sue.
Here we
There-
go. That there is an energy, it's like it's out of our reach, but there's an energy, it's very different. It works very different. It has a different result. And so what I've been doing is just asking and letting it go and watching a different energy come into the problem.
Mhm.
And that's the best I can describe it. But that sounds like something similar to Deborah.
Mhm.
And I'm complete.
Sue, did you get the sense that it had to do with the males bringing it in through something that we've been missing at all?
No, not at all. Well, I don't get to see anything. I just get to feel this amazing energy that just transforms, and it's coming from spirit, and spirit's in charge. We ask for it, they deliver.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I saw it coming from source, but I don't know if we need to look at more about how men bring it through if we're missing a step or if we can just do it direct. I'm not sure yet.
Oh, okay. Let me add this piece. When spirit releases something, it comes through us. So we don't know who's going to come through or how it's going to come through, but you know how you get an idea and then you have an invention and then you find people and you create this new energy that doesn't require electricity. It doesn't require mining. And there's something like that coming. And it's an energy that we would all have access to, and it's not going to cost us. So I can't imagine how that's all going to show up. But I just have the feeling that there is more coming in on a whole different consciousness that will bring us new solutions. Just new, all new. And men are the one who puts it takes the idea, goes to the patent office. It's usually the men who create the manufacturing, who creates whatever it is. I mean, they're like action figures. So it could come, there could be a whole lot of new things going to happen that will come through men. Absolutely, it sure could be.
You know, the way energy always works is when a soul in a physical body declares a yes, absolutely, yeah, yes, we don't need to know how or the steps. We don't need to know, does this energy feel, is this the energy of the light? Is this energy to bring the outcome? And as Paul has put in here, that co-create with ease, it's like by going upstream to say to these upstream women, we need you here. We need you here. Now they have things that they can bring that we don't even know what that is, but we've opened the door. And then it can start happening and we participate in it with ease, that balance, yes, of divine masculine, divine feminine, in a different way, by getting the corruptions out of the way. So yeah, new possibilities is absolutely what happens when we go around the bend upstream and say, where's the problem? Where's the help? Where's the glitches, etc. So anyone else?
I was getting this feeling, I'm not sure I can verbalize it exactly, but that the women are our past generations, our ancestors, our mothers, our grandmothers, our great grandmothers, all the way back, are waiting. So many of them are waiting for us to call on them, that they have so much to teach us now that they're on the other side and they're back and as star beings. But you know, and I'm thinking, part of me saying, well, why would they need our permission or our invitation? Why wouldn't they just? But there's something about their feeling they need us to invite them in to whatever situation we're talking about. Something to that effect.
I was told it is a soul in the bodysuit that has the right to design, declare, to heal for the earth. But once you leave the bodysuit, you don't have the bodysuit. The bodysuit not only gives us a way to walk around, it gives us the right to speak for the physical, you see. So we might call ascended masters and angelics and all those, they do not have the right to speak how our world goes. They must wait for someone in the bodysuit to call them to action. They might send you dreams, they might send you ideas, but that's only an invitation. We are earth volunteers. Our job is to change the direction that our energy was going, which was downhill and over the cliff, parasitics always. And so we are the ones with the right. And then all heaven can open to make it so. And we will be connecting with some of our ancestral mothers too. But today I wanted to go as far back as we needed to and begin that process. So thank you all for being here. For the next 5 days, same time, same station, we will be doing work. This is not just education. This is work. This is our work. This is our stand. This is our declaration. And I'm so honored to be with all of you. Thank you for bucking and learning the Google. Love you much. Until we meet again, hopefully tomorrow.